Please find a comfortable chair or if you're sitting on the floor, a cushion. We are going to be doing a 30-minute, at least a 30-minute meditation. It's a very auspicious day, so we should really make most of the conducive energies which are available on these days. They're very special days. They assist you in transcending. So find like really a comfortable chair. So your back is fairly erect. Eyes, close your eyes. We're going to take a deep breath and start with chanting Om 3 times. I'll request Raj to put everybody else on mute so there is no disturbance. Whoever has joined in now, welcome everyone. Happy Dashera.
Happy Dashera, everyone.
As I was just saying that these Navratris, 9 days, are very, very auspicious for our spiritual journey. They're not just about rituals and we have to, in Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, there is different levels of consciousness and it's meant or catered to everybody. So one needs to evolve into going from doing some external puja and rituals, which actually have a very high place, but also using this time to contemplate on what is Adi Shakti actually, and what is the nature of Devi, and why the goddess Durga is standing with the Trishul and killing Mahishasur. Who is this Mahishasur? So one needs to experience this, and today being the 10th day, Vijayadashmi, is the energy has been very high. And I'm so happy that all of us are able to have this satsang together. It's only due to divine grace these kinds of things come together. So with that, we will chant Om 3 times. Let's take a deep breath. In most spiritual traditions, it is said that the body and the mind veil our true nature. But in Kashmir Shaivism, which is the path all of us are on, simply you can call it Shaivism or the Trika philosophy, our saints and sages have said that there is nothing here but Shiva. So how can anything veil Shiva? So actually, the concept of Maya does not exist in Shaivism. Lord Shiva is beyond the unmanifest and manifest. He can only experience himself through Shakti, his creative energy. Devi Shakti or Devi Parvati, as we know, through our spiritual stories and Puranas is his creative energy, and she's never separate from him. Through her, he not only experiences the world as we perceive it, but also himself. He can only know himself through her, which is an amazing, amazing secret. In earlier days, these things were not very openly available to spiritual seekers. It was only passed on from Guru to Shishya, and only to Shishya who were ready for this knowledge, because this knowledge is not meant for a common mind. So we would like to invoke the grace of Adi Shakti herself. Through her, we have access to this knowledge at this moment. And may she give us access to our true nature through her grace, which we call Shaktopaya. We can only access Lord Shiva through her, but still we will not be able to know Shiva fully unless he reveals himself to us, which is called Shambhopaya. I'm hoping that everybody can hear me. So in Navratri, one of us sang a bhajan, beautiful bhajan about goddess Durga killing a demon called Mahishasur. Now, Mahishasur is a demon, Asura, who was a shapeshifter. What it means is he could take different forms. And it says that the story goes that none of the gods were able to kill him or destroy him. They had to request Devi Parvati, who takes the form of goddess Durga, to finally annihilate Mahishasur. Now, Mahishasur is our personal identification. When we think that we are separate from God or Lord Shiva or Supreme Consciousness, then we have to keep taking forms again and again. And we get stuck in the cycle of birth and death. Just because we identify ourselves with an ego or a personhood. Adi Shakti's grace, the Divine Mother, takes us beyond these forms to the formlessness, which is our today's meditation. I came across this meditation in a text called Vigyanbhairava Tantra. Vigyanbhairava Tantra is an Agama Shastra, which means it is directly revealed by the divine Lord Shiva himself. There is no authorship, there is no man who wrote this. This is a conversation between Devi Parvati and Lord Shiva himself. Devi Parvati asks Lord Shiva that after reading so many Shastras and Tantras, I still did not grasp the ultimate reality, which is also called Anuttare in Shaivism. Lord Shiva instantly, in a moment, gives her 112 ways to realize her true nature, which is Shiva. So, one of them we're going to experiment like and explore like inner science. And we can only do this with her grace. That's why it's called Shaktopaya. So I'm just going to read the dharana, which is dharana number 9, and then I'll take you to the meditation. I just have to give you a little background. Dharana number 9, verse 32. Shiki Pakshesh Chitra Rupe Mandala Shunya Panchakam Dhyayato Anuttare Shunya Pravesho Hidaya Bhavet. Now, what does this mean? It means that Hidaya Bhavet is the heart of Shiva. And it is like an absolute void, Shunya. And Lord Shiva is telling Devi that the 5 sense organs, Shunya Panchakam, are the 5 voids. So if one meditates on these 5 voids, which is through our human body, how we perceive the world is always through 5 sense organs. The sight, sound, taste, touch, and smell. So these are the 5 voids. And then if one meditates on these voids, they can easily access the absolute void, which reveals the ultimate reality, which is called Anuttara. It's not easy to understand this intellectually. One has to experience it for themselves, because you cannot know this. It's not an object for meditation. It is you. It is your own true nature. Shiva is our true nature. And one has to just recognize it. We are not entering the heart of Shiva. We're just returning home. Hidaya Bhavet. The Hidaya is not a place. It is just our consciousness, supreme consciousness, the seat of supreme consciousness in which Paradevi resides. It is very, very, very beautiful science. So as we have our eyes closed, let's start with the first sense organ, which is the sound, which is kind of the most grossest. It's easy to meditate on sound. Simply bring your attention to any sound in this room. If you can hear anything like birds chirping outside, or even my voice, experience where this voice is occurring within you. You are hearing this sound, and simply see where are you hearing this sound. For example, I'm going to chant Om. Just see where you're hearing this sound of Om. Om. The sound is happening or occurring in you. It is not coming from outside, especially now that if you just bring your attention to the sound. And this place where you can hear the sound, if you bring your awareness to this place, it's very, very subtle. You will see that it does not have any dimensions. It's actually not in your body or outside your body. It just is. It's like a placeless place, they call it, because it has no dimensions. And it's like a void, shunya. I'm going to chant Om again for you to experience this within you. So you have to just go with the current experience. At this moment, you don't know where the sound is coming from. There is just this sound. And as you go more and more to the experience of hearing, you will see there is no person also listening to the sound. There is just hearing happening. As you get more and more subtle, you will see that there is just this knowing of the sound. It's like a knowledge happening, which is called light of knowing. If it is too hard to understand knowing, it simply means you're aware of the sound. This awareness is there. There is no person from which the sound is coming, and there is nobody actually listening to the sound. The sound is just there. And all there is to the sound is the hearing aspect of the sound. And all there is to the hearing is the awareness. You must simply bring your attention to the awareness of the sound. What is aware? It's like a emptiness, a presence, the pure presence of awareness. I'm going to do, one more time I'll chant Om so you can clearly access and see it, that it is you in which the sound is just like a vibration. It's a movement in awareness. So the awareness aspect, which knows, or the knowing aspect, is actually called prakasha, because it's like a light illuminating this sense organ, and hence we are able to hear anything. And the activity, the movement, the vibration is the Shakti aspect. And we are aware of this through the Shakti aspect. It's called Vimarsha. And this is your true nature, your beingness. It is always here and now. all you have to do is just simply turn your attention inward and bring it to this awareness, this pure consciousness. The entire world and all its manifestations as we perceive is Shakti aspect. It's an invitation to know ourselves. There's nothing veiling anything. It actually makes it easy. It gives us easy access. If there was no world, we would never be able to experience our Shiva nature. So there's nothing wrong in the world. With all its chaos and anything which is occurring, it's all for you to turn inwards and access your true nature and simply return home. And then you go from form to formlessness. This void is similar to the voids one experiences through other experience of sight, taste, touch. This is not a very easy meditation. It's for very advanced aspirants. But somehow I feel as if I'm supposed to do this today with all of you. So we'll try again with one more sense organ, the sight. All of us have our eyes closed. As we see either darkness or some light, if there's light in the room behind our eyes, simply withdraw your focus from what you're seeing, soften it, and just relax into the experience of seeing. The seeing is also happening in you, which is like a void. Initially, you may think there are 5 different voids as you experience 5 sense organs. But as you practice more and more, you will see there is only one void, the absolute void, which is manifesting all these sense organs so we can experience the world. So as you bring your attention to the seeing, see what is aware of the seeing. There is this awareness of seeing rather than focusing on what you're seeing. There is nothing here but this void, which is pure presence. As you bring your attention more and more, you have to relax back into this awareness of seeing. You will start expanding actually, because it's dimensionless and limitless. Now, try to touch something. You can touch your one hand on top of the other, or just feel the texture of your cloth, what you're wearing. Just see the sensation where the sensation of touching is happening. It's a one more sense organ, touch. It's happening in the same placeless place, the void. You are only experiencing this in the same absolute void. This is a very deep science. There is nothing but this void here. It's the dance of emptiness. The world, as we perceive, is created or is emanated from this void. Every moment it's changing. It's just vibrations like you're experiencing right now. That is Shakti, this dance. It's a dance between Shiva and Shakti. And you feel so grateful for this knowledge, because with this knowledge, it frees you, it liberates you from all suffering. Because you truly, truly feel gratitude for every experience, good or bad, doesn't matter. Suffering also, fever or sickness, even I would say dying is an experience, because you're not the body. You feel grateful for every experience you go through, because it's a dance in Shiva. It's just vibration and activity. The body is just a bunch of sensations which we have explored again and again. The mind is just vritti. Vritti means just thoughts, flow of thoughts, which is again Shakti. Every vritti is just a movement in this same void, the absolute. And as you rest in this void, which in Shaivism is also called the seat of Paradevi, because that's where Shiva and Shakti meet. They are forever married at this placeless place. You feel very, very happy, because it's the place of bliss, Ananda. And we all have direct access to this. Without doing any sadhana, one can access to this. As you feel more and more happy, you radiate peace, joy, and love. And you become a blessing to everyone around you just by your presence. And that is the true purpose of human birth, is to be blessed and bless everyone. There is no other purpose, because we are just a vibration, a movement in Shiva. We come and go. We may take different forms. It is the choice of Shiva. There is no free will. And we can be completely absorbed in Shiva and then be out of this cycle of birth and death. That is also does not matter after you know this, because you see it as a play. The whole coronavirus, the whole world, even politics, you see it as a play. That doesn't mean you don't feel. You feel for everyone, because it is you. There is no other. There is only this one absolute void which we are experiencing. You can clearly see that if you take your focus away from where the sound just came, there is no object. And there is no subject also who's listening to this. Sound is just here, like a vibration. And all there is this pure presence, this pure awareness in this, all this is happening. There is no individual person here. There is no, the ego is actually just a false identification. And this placeless place is very, very blissful. You will be constantly in ananda, love, peace, because it is our true nature. every moment. 24/7 is possible. Of course, experiences sometimes wear you down. You may temporarily, apparently look as if you're irritated, tired, hungry. It's okay because that's also a dance, an activity, a movement in consciousness. One can get to this placeless place with the grace of Adi Shakti, which we just did. But the ultimate reality reveals itself when we are ready. It's only the grace of Lord Shiva which will reveal himself to us. But at least we get close to it. This is the brink of the absolute. And then in a moment, grace happens. It is either through a guru or through this knowledge, or simply just happens with the will of Shiva, with pure will. It's called Shambhovaya. Just say absorbed in this knowledge. This knowledge itself gives you access to this place, which is just a void. On a relative plane, it is the most full because it has infinite possibilities. As you gently open your eyes, keep your focus soft. Don't identify or name anything you see. Soften your focus back into this awareness, this knowingness of seeing. And you can do this throughout the day as an experiment with all sense organs. When you're eating something in Vigyanbhairava Tantra, their meditations, when you're enjoying something very, very delicious, you just go into the taste of it. Don't think what you're eating or who's cooked it or nothing. Just the taste of it, and you'll be again absorbed into the same blissful, placeless place, which is the heart of Shiva, Vigyanbhairava. Truth is very simple. It's very much available. One just has to turn around and see it in a just to understand it is not enough. One needs to keep accessing this again and again. So you get more and more established in this. And your whole life will change. I promise you, it does. It brings lots of auspiciousness because the Devi is auspiciousness herself, the goodness. Even if you don't desire for good, like luxuries or comfort or good health, because as per our prarabdha, we all have to go through certain karmas, but still it comes without desiring anything because it is the Devi herself. I pray to Adi Shakti and Lord Shiva that may all of us have access to the heart of Shiva, which is Anuttare. Slowly rub your hands together and again just go with the experience of this touching and see where it is happening within you. The body is just a thought process, another vritti. Now, as you touch your warm hands on your face and gently open your eyes, try not to focus on the screen of the computer. stay in that awareness and simply be aware of that awareness.